The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Just wish you could see what Tracy just mouthed to our producer. Started with F, ended with K, and it wasn't fire truck.
That doesn't leave much to the imagination, does it really?
We're just talking about wedding and the weather. So, you know, Amy got married in October. I'm getting married in October. So she was telling me how the weather was not great. So I mouthed
Fire truck.
Well, the weather wasn't too great on the weekend,
No.
but Saturday, before it all set in on Sunday, was quite a nice day. I was down south for a couple of days, and on the Saturday, we went to a surfing place called Three Bears, and you go down the track, Three Bears track.
Yeah.
It's quite undulating would be the right word, and there's quite a few rocky outcrops along the journey.
So it's like a real four-wheel drive situation.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I got a BT50, which is an absolute weapon. So I'm like, oh yes, I'm taking this track on in a big way.
Oh, so you're like in one of the TV ads?
Yeah, on that man.
You know,
I'm a
where
real
you've got
man.
your family there and you're going through muddy pits and...
You're having a great time. The
No
kids
one's
are
ever
just
done
getting their heads knocked around.
Yeah, 100%. So we were zinging along this track at one stage. It was a bit of a rocky situation, but we went around this corner and I knocked into a couple of rocks, but then kept going until we got to a point where it's a bit of a drop away, real rocky section.
Can I just say, so far, Melville Mazda are not enjoying this story. So I hit a few rocks.
This car was
My
absolutely
car loves it.
And anyway, then I realised, oh, the car doesn't feel too good at the moment, and I popped a tyre going around one of the corners. So anyway, we're on a bit of an incline or decline. So I was like, oh my god. Oh, mate, they're bloody sharp ass. I've got to be better at it. So we went, anyway, so then I thought, I've got to go really slowly down this part till I get to a flat enough surface where we can change this tyre, which was another 50 metres away.
So you've gone from Vin Dieseling it to like driving Miss Daisy down like
completely, have
down
to
the
go
rocks.
super slow.
Yeah.
So he pulled over to the side and went, all right, we'll just change the tyre. And then realised that because it's a new car and I've not had this before, it has a tyre underneath the tray of the car.
Well, that's okay. Why don't you just quickly look in the information book that comes with the car?
Nathan, you'll notice this with your car too. Because they're new cars, we both don't have manuals in there. They're so new that they don't have them.
We
Wow.
do not have a manual to suggest how we do things. So you were stuck without instructions on how to get this out, and it is very confusing because the cars that do drop the wheel from underneath, they're not all the same.
Not the same, no. So I.
So what do you do? You
I
Google
thought
it.
I'd grab my phone and Google it, but because we're in a bit of a remote place, I can't get service. And I'm like, oh my god, we're going to be here forever.
Yes. Next minute, you're on the news.
Exactly. So a car came around the corner and it kept going. I think they did say you were right, and in that case I said yes, and then they just kept going because I was too embarrassed. And then the next car came along and the guy said, hey mate, how you going, you okay? And I said no, because I just knew that Sean's not going to be okay. I've got no idea how to take this
Wow.
this
I've
tie
never
down
heard of that
underneath.
before. The tie underneath.
So the guy came out, his name was George, and he said, oh yeah, no, just get the toolkit out, Sean. And I said, mate, to be honest, I'm the type of person who does not have a toolkit. I'm that person. I don't know anything about anything.
So you didn't even realise the car comes with a toolkit?
No, I didn't.
Every car comes with a rudimentary toolkit.
Yeah, I didn't know. I just thought he must have thought I had a screwdriver in the back. I don't. I'm not one of those guys. So I said that to him, and he said, no, behind the back seat, you'll find something. So we did. It found a little toolkit. We're about to get underway, but to get the tyre down at the back of the tray, which is underneath, you have to put together a whole heap of
small rods?
little rods, yeah. And then it pokes through the back of the tray in this little hole that's designed for.
And then you have to,
to wind it
anchor
down.
And it's on a, it's on
It's like a jack, like a little sort of
just
winding jack or
a winding,
something.
that just brings it down.
Lowers it.
Lowers it down to the ground, and then you're able to take it off, and then you're able to put it back on and do all the bits and pieces. But without this guy, I had absolutely no chance. And it's probably one of those things I should have...
Yeah, you should know how something works before you use it. You probably, you should.
Or go camping in a remote area of WA.
Yes, you should be able to realise that you can problem solve things like this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about this so you don't sound like such an idiot?
Well, we all know that I am, but I hope there's a few other idiots out there that haven't looked into something company before they've used it, Nate.
All right, so you're using something's gone wrong, and then you've realised, oh, wait there, I don't know enough about the thing I'm using to help myself here in this situation. That's what we're looking for?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we're going to give somebody $300 to spend at Retrovision, Tracy Vo.
How exciting.
Retrovision's 30 Days of June giveaways to enter, shop online or in-store. But right now, we're talking about why it's always best for you to know how to use something before you're stuck with not knowing how to use something. Hi, Maddie.
Hi, how you going?
Good, Maddie.
Maddie. What happened?
So I was very proud of myself. I owned a car for a week, my first ever car having my license. Beautiful thing as well, the Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Yep.
And there was an older guy, probably in his 70s, with a patrol in the car park. And I thought, this is my time to shine. I can actually help someone. I have a vehicle. I can jumpstart people.
Oh,
Yes.
good girl.
So I went over and said, do you need some help? And he's like, yeah, I do actually. So as we were preparing my vehicle to jumpstart his,
Yeah.
I was on the phone to my husband, and he's like, don't do it. Don't touch the car. You don't know what you're doing. And I'm like, no, I've got this. I'm pretty sure I can jumpstart a car. It's not rocket science.
Yeah.
Anyways, being an electrical car, you should not jumpstart other vehicles.
Yes, because it stuffs up all your electrics.
Oh, right.
Oh, wow.
So as I jump-started this vehicle, my main fuse blew. So I had to get it towed to the nearest shop and get it fixed. $1,600 later.
Oh, Maddie.
Maddie.
Yeah, I was just very, very grateful. The guy I was helping, he actually called the shop and paid for the damages.
Oh, that is
So I was
unheard
so
of.
grateful.
Oh, so
It really is.
did your sacrificing the life of your car, did it actually jumpstart his car?
No, he actually had a second battery he ended up using.
Oh, he could have revealed that a bit earlier.
You're not wrong.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, my God.
That was really nice of him to be able to step up and pay
That's
that.
really lovely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's hilarious.
thanks, Maddie.
Let's go to DJ and Mandra. Hey, DJ.
How are you guys? How you
Yeah,
going?
good,
DJ.
DJ. All right, what happened, mate?
It was a few years ago. I was working at the airport as a ground handler. Anyways, we do on the smaller aircraft, we do a toilet service, toilet change.
Yep.
So anyways, I hooked up the machine. I was only fairly new into the job, what I thought. Put all the PPE in. I had the pipes hooked up. Started dumping it and flushing it.
Oh.
Little do I know, shortly after I pulled the plug on the plane, the pipe wasn't hooked on properly and came loose and sort of sprayed me and everyone ate for dinner last night. It wasn't too bad all over me, but it's still, I had the face mask and the overalls and whatnot on. But
Sorry, my favourite is it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too good though, was it, DJ?
It wasn't too good. It was an early finish. I got to go home early and caused a bit of a delay on the plane, but it was
Can
all
I
right.
say, okay, a question for everyone, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you get to go home, but in order to do that, you have to be sprayed with the poo of 50 people. Would you do it?
Come and get me, Nate.
Pass the hose, mate. Pass the hose. Hey, Deej, so everything cleaned up all right?
Yeah, everything cleaned up. I didn't do the clean up. I had to go clean myself up. The other boys had to clean up my mistake, but it was. Yeah, the plane, when it was only about 45 minutes late, they didn't want to taxi a plane out and spray everyone behind with a bunch of toilet paper.
Exactly.
Did you service another toilet again after that?
I had to get retrained. I had to train to come out and do the next one with me.
You see, you learn from your mistakes.
Yes.
I've learned. I know how to take the tie down now. Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm a real man.
Yeah. See, he only did course number 1. This time he did course number 2. And he got the adequate training. Thanks, Deej. Let's finish off with Alan from Hammy Hill. Hey, Al.
Hey, mate, how are you?
Yeah.
Sean, I am exactly like you, if not worse.
Okay. Make Sean
good to
feel
hear,
better, Al.
I've done the Kluger near the degree in engineering, trying to get the tyre out. Called my cousin too hard. I was phoning a friend. I've done last night, tried to put an inversion table together for my son. Again, too hard. Call the brother-in-law. Can't happen. This one time was me. I was at Phoenix in Big W, and I thought, I've got to put this bike together for my son. I'm going, this is going to be painful. So I convinced this 16-year-old at the checkout to sell me the one on display.
Yes.
Me thinking, okay, cool, no worries. Get the one on display, get home, you butte. I'll go and start showing little man how to ride a bike. So set him up on the front lawn, no worries, not knowing that, not everything's tight on display bikes. He's hammering along, and I'm going, all right, beauties, pedal fast, mate, pedal fast. And then the pedal comes flying off. I'm going, oh, no. I says, I've killed him. And he's come off the bike on the grass, and the pedal, he goes, Dad, the pedal come off. Can you fix it?
Hit the brakes. Oh, no, there goes the
"Oh,
brakes.
Dad."
Alan, the pedal.
Yeah.
The pedal come flying off, and he couldn't stop because the brakes weren't tight enough as well. I'm going, oh, no. And he just cleaned up everything into the bush and everything. I go, and that's my lesson is I did not know how to fix it as well. Don't you worry, mate.
Oh, my God.
Could you put the pedal back on? Because I know how to do. I know how to do that.
Oh, mate, I had to call the old man from inside. I said, no, it's too hard.
Can you do anything now?
Part of the fun.
Can you do anything now, Alan? Is there anything you can do?
I can phone a friend really well. Don't you worry.
I have to tell you, there are so many of you and Sean's around, Alan, that have a Rolodex of 1,000 people to call, so they don't have to risk doing it themselves.
Oh, you do.
Okay, that was great, Sean.
Oh, so
You're not as
good.
much as an idiot as what I thought. Yeah,
I don't know.
Hey, Tracy, we had some 3 really amazing stories there. I think that you need to choose a winner.
Well, I feel like Alan has phoned a friend here, so I think we'll give it to Alan because he almost killed his child because he didn't know how to tighten up some, nuts and bolts on a bike.
Alan, $300 to spend at Retrovision. Retrovision's 30 Days of June giveaways to enter is on now, by the way. To enter, shop online or in-store. Wow, read it better, Sean.
There you go, Alan. No, Sean, that was amazing.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Yeah, no worries.
The Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
I tell you what, though, big treat this morning, Nathan, for all the early risers. We got the chance just the other day to catch up with Jason Derulo.
And he was so into it.
This is how our chat went.
Hey there, how's it going?
Oh, very excited to see you on The Voice Australia. This is big.
Yeah, man, listen, I couldn't be more excited, man. The biggest shows in one of my favorite cities.
Hey, Jace, I remember when I first saw you, didn't one of the American Idol judges years ago sign you up and then you performed on Idol? Was that right?
She was one of the people that was instrumental in the beginning, yes. Yeah. Not because I performed on the show, obviously. It was a totally different story.
Yeah, and look at you now. That was like, what was that? That was like 13, 14 years ago or something like that.
It was, man. It was.
Dude, look at you with your longevity of career. And now a lot of kids don't even know you're a singer. They think you're a TikTok star.
Jason, I think the biggest attraction for anybody when I think, you're going to be a judge on The Voice, is the chair. Are you really looking forward to that chair spinning around?
Oh, most definitely. Honestly, we've already started some of the blind auditions, and I'm just blown away by the talent here. Like, I've just been jawed to the floor thus far, man. It's just been crazy.
Oh, Jason, on that, so we see a lot of people in these singing shows in particular who get to the end and they perform amazingly well. How big of a jump then is it to become Reggie Didge and to make a career out of it? Yes, good.
What was the first thing you said? Reggie what?
Reggie Didge.
Reggie Didge.
Which
Sorry,
means
that's
like legitimate. Like a legitimate artist.
I should have. That's Australianism.
We forgot that you don't speak fluent Australian.
Reggie Didge.
His next album will be called Reggie Didge. Reggie Didge, Derulo.
Yeah, exactly. Baby steps.
Baby steps.
Exactly.
Yeah, just to make a career out of it, because we've seen a lot of people go, geez, that'd be amazing, but then we don't hear from them again. Is it really difficult?
Historically, the winners of The Voice haven't gone on to be big names here, and we're wondering why, because the talent's there, as you said.
For me, this is why it's so important for me I'm looking for somebody that is really unique, somebody that is going to bring something totally different to the table. I think obviously you want to have someone who sings really well, but you also want somebody that's bringing something different to the music industry. And the problem sometimes is there's carbon copies, and you hear a great voice, but that voice sounds like this person.
It's a bit generic.
Person. Yeah. So for me, I'm personally looking for someone that can just cut through. And I've got to tell you, I've heard some real talent like that are just really amazing singers, but more so just individuals.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right, yep.
Yeah.
Jason, how much is natural talent, like, and this goes for you too, how much of you, which we see at the top level of anything, it was natural talent, you could always sing and you could always dance, versus putting in the hard work as well?
I would say 95% is hard work and about 5% is like a natural talent.
That's why we haven't made it.
Literally all about putting in the effort, you know.
Yeah,
because
that sounds
you
too
can
hard.
be born with like some degree,
Yeah.
but nah, the majority of it is you got to work harder than everybody else.
Hey, we've spoken to so many of the Voice's international guest judges over the years.
Yeah.
And the one of the most interesting things to me is the choice from when you're living here while filming. There's either people that stay in a hotel and get room service the whole time, or there's people that go and get like a private rental and like have a bit of a house. Which way have you decided to go?
I'm afraid to mention, man.
You're out in the suburbs. Okay, you got a private rental. How exciting if suddenly Jason Derulo moved in for a little while.
Jason Derulo's in our granny flat.
Oh, my God, Jason. I'd be thrilled.
All of a sudden, the whole of Australia knows exactly where
Exactly where you live. Yeah. Exactly.
Riding our bikes past the house.
Hey, Jace, one of the things that I enjoy watching on The Voice is when more than one coach gets really competitive and starts to have a little bit of a tiff with the other one. Was there any sort of tension between you and Guy Sebastian or you and Rita Ora? How did it go?
So there's a block button.
Yes.
Just, you know, it always makes for some sort of argument or little tiff, as you put it, because you really want somebody really bad, and then you seem like you're gonna get them, and then somebody blocks you. So it's been quite a bit of that, but it's all in all, it's been a lot of fun. Yeah,
it's 11. So if somebody blocks you, do you then use your block button vengefully, or are you using it strategically?
You get caught up in trying to get revenge, but then shoot yourself in the foot.
Yeah, I know, right?
Because you only have two. You only have two, so you got to utilize those at the right moment. Because you can also utilize it. And then prematurely you utilize it, and then when somebody comes that's actually amazing that you could have, gotten, then you already bust all your guns.
Yeah, it's tough.
Right. Well, you know what?
Wish you all the best.
Yes, have a great time in your country. We will find the house you're living in, and we will come over for dinner. It's going to be fantastic.
Lock the doors.
Have a great time, Jason.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, no, thanks so much, guys.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Tracy Vo is filling in right now, and I just said to Tracy, well, Trace, do you have anything to plug on Channel 9? And then you said...
Oh, I watched Parental Guidance last night. It was terrifying. It was just a huge shock to the system of, it looks into different parenting styles, and at the end, they vote on which kind of style you would like to learn from, or but the terrifying one was the online game the kids had to play.
What was that?
So basically, they're chatting to an actor who's guided by an officer from the AFP, and basically they're trying to befriend one of the kids. So some of them were great, pretty much like stranger danger, didn't want to talk to them, sort of ran away on the game. Yeah. But other ones handed out their addresses straight away, or that's my local shopping centre. So that's what I mean. It was terrifying. So it was really eye-opening as well. It's a great show. I mean, because I've also got, Liam's got a daughter, so that's my future stepdaughter as well with Sophia, and obviously future kids. And like Shaun, you probably faced it as well. All these little things that you don't think about. You think you're teaching your kids the right thing or guiding them in the right way. Yeah. A lot of these parents are like, oh, they know about stranger danger, but not through an online game because it looks so, harmless.
And it doesn't seem like a stranger danger because it's happening in their own bedroom. Probably.
Yes, exactly. So, but the parenting styles are quite funny. Like there's one parent who's an honest parent, so basically no filter. Yeah. Pretty harsh. Other one's the gentle one. Really not my vibe.
Yeah.
It's a bit.
There's the influencers ones.
There's the influencer ones, and then there's the lighthouse ones.
You know what they
What
need
does the
to
lighthouse
do?
represent?
So
The lighthouse to me would be,
That's me.
they look at, so when the light shines on you, they look at you intensely.
They let these young kids go because they live on the beach I think they're on Goldie or something like that, and then they let their two older kids who are like 10 and 8, I think, go and swim at the beach on their own.
Oh, see, that's how we grew up. No, that's how we
true.
go. In these new parental guidance TV shows and stuff like that, I love it. Helicopter, lighthouse,
great.
whatever. They need someone from when we were brought up.
Yes.
Agree with that.
With just there with an open hand ready to hit us.
People frown upon that, Nath, but we got through, didn't we?
Mate, very well behaved child I was.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
We are going to talk about the weather over the weekend. Was unbelievable.
WA Day celebrations were taking place.
Yes.
As we know, down at Burswood Park.
Yes, we kind of knew the weather was going to turn a bit hairy Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. And then, because I was thinking, surely they've got to do
have to have
something.
cancelled
Amy
it.
Shark was being plugged left,
Yeah.
right and centre to perform. And then, finally, they said, we can't do it.
Yeah.
What did she say? She said go home, told everyone to go
Yeah, she told
home.
everyone to go home, which is weird because it was, if anything, sharky weather.
It was
Oh,
very
yeah.
sharky weather.
But even yesterday,
Very
though,
sharky
it was horrific. You didn't want to go outside?
Can I just say, I did enjoy all of the news services spin on WA Day celebrations yesterday because they hunted the 5 people that were down there that were wearing ponchos and helmets, whatever else to protect themselves from the weather, all acting like they're having the best time ever. Oh, there's no lines. It's fantastic. Well, that's because a tree branch is coming towards your head right now. Oh, the kids are really having a great time. There's a kid sitting on like a coloured stump. Sitting there, look, I've never seen a more miserable child in my life because we thought we have ponchos and jackets just to get the kids out of the house.
The last place you want to be where there's like metal poles everywhere with stages and literally rides, mechanical things going on.
How much do you get
it's the perfect
electrocuted?
place,
Oh,
yeah.
that's free. It's just right next to the bumper car where everybody is hiding from the rain.
The WAFL was taking place yesterday with 2 derby games, and they were shut down for 30 minutes because of the
Absolutely.
lightning, so the players had to go off. They waited their time, 30 minutes, and got back on and played.
My Liam flew out to Sydney yesterday. His plane got delayed because that was hit by lightning.
How
So they had to take the Melbourne plane. Yeah, so he didn't get on that plane. So it was delayed for about an hour. They stole the Melbourne plane to get to Sydney. So that whoever was flying to Melbourne had like a 4-hour delay.
Did you see that poor
Yeah.
bloke? Did you see
Yeah.
that poor bloke on the news? He went to Bunnings because he had a leaky roof. He went to Bunnings to go and get something to solve it. As he pulls up to Bunnings, all of his electric on his cars start going a little bit weird. Next minute, lightning struck a tree right at the front of his car. And so then he's run inside to tell Bunnings, oh, hey, the lightning's, struck a tree.
Yes.
Yep.
Hey, I think we've got a little bit of him here.
Okay.
All of a sudden, there's a big flash of lightning and the biggest crash bang I've ever heard. So I quickly ran into Bunnings to let them know what had happened, just so they know why the car's there. They came back out to look at the car, and it was already on fire.
His car was on fire.
Whoa!
What are the chances?
His car just burst into flames.
That
His
is
car.
hectic.
Right. Oh my gosh. Oh, poor guy.
I know.
He's only quite jovial though.
He only had the car for a year. He had the car for 1 year.
What do you do when you
Wow.
tell the insurance?
I know.
I know. It's act of God.
Act of God.
It's
Yes,
act of God. But do they
Wow.
does that fly anymore?
I don't know.
Maybe the car was not meant to be.
I know. Oh,
was
anyway.
not meant to
Bloody
be.
funny. Harry, who pushes the buttons here, you guys know him. Harry was telling us about how, cold his new house is.
Is freezing. We had a couple of people over on Friday night, a couple of drinks, and I just spotted a can of beer and just like a shelf in my room. It was
Unopened can of beer.
unopened can of beer, perfectly cold enough to drink in my bedroom.
Oh my
Yes,
Are you living in a cave?
yes, I think so.
In an igloo.
Perfect.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.